And I'm just here to welcome everybody, and I would just like to say that what a wonderful day. It's not raining in this part of the country right today, and that's a joy. We always look for joys, don't we?
Yes.
So it's a nice day today. And there's some people here I haven't met, so I would like you to go around the room and introduce yourselves to me. And can we start? Don, I know you, so would you like to just introduce yourself to the group?
Okay. I'm Don McFarland from Camp Edgewood over in Milton.
Glad to have you here, Don. I'm glad you came back.
Nancy Cochran.
Oh, I know you, Nancy. You're always here. And she brings me Elvis music, and I want you to know how wonderful that is. I love Elvis.
Wonderful.
And I'm Mac.
Oh, Mac, he just really helps out all the time. He's a wonderful helper. Thank you, Mac.
Cowboy.
Oh, Cowboy, you've been here before. I know you.
I'm Gordon.
Hi, Gordon, you were here too, and thanks for coming all this distance.
Thank you. I'm Aiden.
Hi, Aiden. I met you the other day.
Indeed.
And I'm so glad you came this afternoon.
Thank you.
I'm Darrell. I'm new here.
I'm glad to meet you, Darrell. We're glad to have you, and welcome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And I'm Darcy.
Oh, Darcy, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well.
I am.
Wonderful.
And I'm Lorene King.
Well, Lorene, I'm so glad you're here, and it's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. And I'm Julia.
Well, Julia, welcome. I know you've been wanting to come, and let's have a really great afternoon, okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And John's waiting to come in, so I'm going to just say my toodaloo.
Toodaloo. All right.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
And I am John the Divine. And I am here today, and we have a very special momentous day for everybody. And I'm just so pleased you're here. And to start out, if someone has a question before we get into some of the things that you are going to be working with today, this is a kind of a different day where we're going to have you do some work on yourself today, and so that you are going to, as Elvis said in his song, be more on your road to being whole. And I wanted to explain some words about the song so it didn't maybe offend anybody. Instead of looking to somebody else to save you today, you get to save yourself. And that's what's so special about today. That yes, we are touched by the Spirit of God, and it does change our lives. And with that change, you can become whole. You can collect all your soul parts. We did that in one channeling. You can put your energy that you have that disturbs you from people in your life. We did a rose healing last channeling. And it's today is an even bigger event, as we've been leading up to this for the last year and a half. Some of you have been following along and are very ready for today. And some of you will have the seed will be planted, and you will be able to grow and move forward into this new experience that we're going to present today. So I want you to know that this is a very momentous day, but if somebody came with some questions, we'd be glad to answer as best we can at this time. And if there's someone, speak up. Mac usually has a question. Mac?
John, I did have a question I was thinking about asking you. I was thinking about this morning, but I'm having one of those senior moments. I don't remember what the question was, so if it comes up, maybe I can ask later.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. And then I would like to go ahead and start this afternoon and give you a little bit of a pre-event information to help understand what this is all about. You see, Marilyn had a call this morning which was a beautiful example of a person needing to take responsibility for themselves. And as you change from being in effect and into cause, which is what we're going to do today, you start to see things from a different point of view, and you no longer stay a victim. This person called to say that because the Friday night room for the class she's teaching was so dirty, she got sick and got a cold, and it was all the room's fault. And Marilyn tried to explain to her that she has a choice, and she even mentioned it in the class Friday night. You can choose to be ill or you can choose to be well. And in her case, she was choosing to not recognize that she was detoxing. And in detoxing, you do have to let the energy leave. And as it leaves, it's very important not to stop it with different medications that stop the energy flow so it can leave your system. And so what we are doing today is helping you to take responsibility and not project it into other situations or people, that it's their fault that what's going on with you is happening. You are going to become the co-creator of your life today. You see, it's important that you take responsibility and not push it out to others and blame them. Marilyn was not going to take the blame for her being sick. Now, medicine calls it being sick, but most likely what's going on with the person is the energy is shifting, and they label it an illness. And then they give you drugs to stop it from shifting. And then the illness returns because it has never left. And so it pops up in another way, and it will continue to do that, and then they just give you an alternative drug and another alternative drug, and it just, the energy stays in your system, and it just gets worse instead of better, and your system's trying to tell you it's not in harmony. And today we hope that by the end of the day you will find harmony in your life and balance. And your body will go through this change, however, as you are experiencing moving into harmony and balance and wholeness. You see, the energy has to leave. It's a matter of identifying this is what's going on and saying, yippee skippy, I'm actually getting better. And most of you know the dark comes before the dawn anyway. So, and you see that that's what's going to be going on in your lives. And there's other people, instead of blaming dirty rooms for their illnesses and problems, sometimes they project it onto somebody else. And in this case, a person who is projecting that this other person is to blame for their difficulties of not going smoothly the way they planned it, is really in denial. And this is the other thing I wanted to bring to the forefront today is so often it's easier to look at the person around us and say, if they just straightened up, I'd be just fine. And in doing that, you're pointing the finger at them and blaming them. But that means you're not taking responsibility for the three fingers pointing back at you. They are your mirror, people. They are reflecting your shortcomings, your character defects that need to be addressed. They are providing that mirror for you to understand what still needs to be cleaned in your soul, in the different facets of the diamond inside of you, so that you can then clean up your act and you will change what's around you. The other person doesn't have to change at all. In fact, they agreed to play that part for you. And then you go around blaming them for all your problems. No, they are actually a loving source of your life that is providing what you need to see so that you can now take responsibility for what is going on. And if somebody is projecting at you their denial, then you can say, oh, I don't have to take it on. I am just mirroring to them their situation. So when people try to project their difficulties onto you, be aware it's their difficulties and that they are talking about themselves. So you do not have to agree that you are a terrible, miserable person, because you all in this room know you're a child of God, and that is not the case. But if somebody tries to deflate your balloon as far as who you are and take away your self-esteem so they have a little edge on you, you do not have to buy into the game. And today we're going to eliminate the game in a great part of your life. You will learn that you can create your own circumstances, your own environment by moving out of being a victim and being at cause. And when you're at cause, then you can move above into the now, which is what our selection of choice for you to be is, having that opportunity to do that today. So as we move from changing our old ideas and attitudes to focusing with what is going on within us, and it can be as dramatic as this. Marilyn was very, very ill one day. In fact, she just has a big thing about not going to doctors, as some of you know. And she got so sick, she says, I might even end up in the emergency room. This is really, really bad. She was in deep, deep distress and at disease. And she was beside herself with what in the heck was going on. So she asked herself, what is going on? And her guides told her. And as soon as she became aware of the situation and her emotions that were playing a part in the situation, that fast it left. Didn't need pills, didn't need emergency rooms. And that's what you can do by taking responsibility for your life. And in doing that, you become a master of your emotions. And that's part of what's going on today, is for people to no longer say, oh, it's the dirty room that made me sick, or if that person would just quit doing what they're doing, I would be just fine. But to realize that all those things out there are just mirroring back who you are and what still needs to be changed inside. So you can now project what you truly want around you. No longer do you need to have people around you that are not supportive and loving. No longer do you need people around you that are toxic and disagreeable and complaining all the time and not really fun to get along with anyway. You can now have a new universe. You can create your own reality. And in doing that, you need to take responsibility. So today we are going to help you with that at a very deep level. So you can move out of your victim stance, move out of seeing what's out there, and we're going to move inside today into what's going on inside of you, that you now will project healthier things to manifest in your life. How does that sound?
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
Well, we're looking forward to this, and a lot of people are in this room looking forward to this. I do want to say it will not happen overnight, because this is a process. But this is the beginning of a process that will be the most valuable process in your changing of energy that you can accomplish. And in needing help to do it is important. Now, I want to one more say that when you do change energy, it has to go somewhere. So when you get home today or in the next few days, you might feel a little discomfort and say, oh, the energy is shifting. Don't go for the Advil. Don't go for the Alka-Seltzer. But you might give yourself a little extra bed rest, or a little extra time to sit and read a book, or a little extra time to meditate, so that the process and the shifting has an opportunity to actually happen. When you're out there running around in the world and making your calendar, and you're getting to all the dates and the people and places for that day, and you're just